Jetragon is an extremely powerful legendary PAL that will help any player take on difficult bosses in the endgame of Palworld. Although tough, there is a cheese strategy that can make Jetragon relatively easy to catch when combined with some other tips and preparations, all of which will be covered in this guide. As usual, useful timestamps can be found in the video description. First off, this is still a level 50 legendary PAL, and therefore, legendary spheres are almost definitely needed. These can be unlocked with technology points at level 44 and require PAL metal ingots to make, in addition to cement, carbon fiber, and paldium. The PAL metal ingots require the electric furnace to make, and I explain how to get all other resources and more in my base building guide. You can find a link to it near the bottom of this video's description. In any case, I recommend bringing a substantial amount of legendary spheres, around 50 or more, just to be on the safe side. Maxing out capture power by turning in Liftmonk effigies to the Statue of Power will also go a long way in improving our chances of success. Given that Jetragon is located in the volcanic region, we should also be wearing a heat-resistant accessory and armor. Even though this strategy should help us avoid damage, stronger armor and shields are always better. We can make the heat-resistant armor, and the accessory with heat resistance can be purchased from the Green Wandering Merchant in Dune Shelter. Next, we're going to need a good flying PAL and lots of food to feed it. For food, I like to bring salads as they are lightweight and filling. I generally need around 25 to 50 of them per Jetragon capture. For the PAL, I really like Suzaku and its fire attacks, which can burn Jetragon for relatively high damage. Suzakus are pretty easy to find roaming the Sand Dunes region to the northeast. The moves I like to use on it are Ignis Blast, Spirit Fire, and Flare Arrow. In addition, we will need to craft a Suzaku saddle, which can be unlocked with technology points at level 40. A sphere launcher will make it easier to hit the Jetragon with spheres, but it's not strictly necessary. Once all our gear and PALs are ready, we can go ahead and sleep to make sure we are at the start of a day cycle, then go to the ruined Fortress City fast travel point and head west. We should be able to spot the Jetragon roaming around a small volcanic crater, and we want to move a short distance south towards a large rocky formation that is surrounded by flowing lava on either side. This next part is really important to consistently getting the Jetragon stuck and unable to attack us. We want to board our Suzaku and wait near the wall of the rocky formation until the Jetragon moves south towards us. Once it's close enough, usually beyond the molten spikes jutting out near the dirt path, we can go ahead and hit the Jetragon with a ranged attack to start combat. Our hope is that it will try to close the distance and use a Dragon Burst attack. Once it's close to the wall of the rocky formation, we should be able to get the Jetragon stuck by flying up and on top of that rock. The Jetragon should get stuck flying against the wall in front of it, rather than fly around and up to where we are. From here, we can start hitting the Jetragon with ranged attacks while riding our Suzaku. We can fly up a little if necessary to gain line of sight with our target, but when our stamina is depleted, we'll need to return to the ground to recover it. Our fire attacks should give the burning status to the Jetragon pretty quickly at first, which deals around 50 damage per tick, and this will be the main source of our damage to the Jetragon. In Palworld, it seems like each additional application of a debuff, such as burn, requires more effort, so as the fight goes on, it will take longer and longer to apply burning to the Jetragon. That being said, we should eventually be able to wear Jetragon down to the point where it is catchable before nightfall. Along the way, we will want to make sure we keep our Suzaku well fed on salads or any other food. At around 3000 health remaining, the Jetragon will physically react to the damage, becoming momentarily dazed. At this point, our legendary spheres should have a capture chance of 2% or greater, and this is when we can start going for the catch. Doing this may free the Jetragon from its stuck state, so we want to continuously hit it with legendary spheres if and as soon as it escapes to prevent it from attacking us. 2 successful wobbles later and we should have our Jetragon. 1 on its own is pretty great, as it will help us tackle these pseudo-legendary PAL bosses around the map, all of which are above level 40. This is true even if we are below level 50, which is when we can make the saddle or missile launcher for Jetragon. Now, if we can get 2 Jetragons, 1 male and 1 female, then they can be bred for desirable traits to make the ultimate Jetragon, but that's a topic for another video. Hopefully this strategy works for you, and if you have your own strategies for Jetragon, please let us all know. If you have any questions, you can reach out in the comments where I'll do my best to help. If you want to see more great content, you can head over to my channel, and if you're new, consider subscribing. You're helping me feed my cat, her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day if you're here today, have a great Monday, and a great week. And as always, thanks for watching.